And ask yourself, how can I simplify this down to its most basic components and simply have that be good enough? People, this is Dr. Dave. Welcome to this installment of the Tour of Consciousness from the castle in Castle Borgone, Italy. Oh, been here for 6 days and it has been beautiful, relaxing, spacious. And that is one of the things that I would wish and desire for you. You're going to see on the B-roll that I'm actually filming this on a drone. Now, could I have done it in an easier way? Oh, yeah. Yeah, totally could have. But then could I have done this? No. But what is the tool for today? Well, as I was setting this whole thing up, I just wanted to do it for fun. Plus, I love technology. A little too much sometimes. And I just thought to myself, how many times do we overcomplicate things? I mean, I could have set up a selfie stick and been filming in 6 seconds. But no, I wanted to use a drone. And as you'll see, hopefully the other camera is filming because I wanted to show you the whole setup here. I have had to start and stop about 8 different times. And that's what I noticed when we overcomplicate things. You know that idea, keep it simple, stupid? Well, I would like to reintroduce that to your life. So just think of one area of your life that you know you're overcomplicating right now, and take a deep breath and relax. And ask yourself, how can I simplify this down to its most basic components and simply have that be good enough? A corollary of this is, I've heard so many successful business people say, do whatever you're doing to at least 80%, because that last 20% most people won't notice, most people won't appreciate, and that's what tends to take up most of your time. So, given that I've been relaxing for the last several days, or as I like to call it, sleeping a lot, it's an amazing thing. I get here at the castle and good night. I just thought I'd present this to you as a possibility for simplifying and be willing to do the 80% that gets whatever it is that you're doing over the line, and don't put the requirement on you to make it perfect. That was a very simple one, eh? So, lovely Castle Borgone, Castello di Castle Borgone. If you're curious, you want to come and stay, want to come and have some elegance and some space. And that was a shameless plug in case you were curious. So really, check it out. And the thing is beautiful, but the pictures cannot even.
Calma aí, vamos para a próxima.
How many of you get awareness so fast and so seamlessly, it doesn't seem to change your state at all? So you think nothing has changed, like you haven't gained awareness, as though you need to have a change in state to have more awareness.
Tirar a parte da música, né? O que mais é possível?
Hello, beautiful people. It is Dr. Dane from one of my favorite places in the world. Goodness, I've been here almost a week. El Lugar. Look at my workspace. Hey? If you're going to work, you might as well, work here. That's one of the nice things about the world now. And I'm not using a mic specifically so you can hear the birds in the background. Oh my goodness, there's so many birds here. Little known fact, we have 3, I think now 4 of the 5 species of toucans that exist in Costa Rica. Right over there. So, what is the tool for today? Well, I'm going to run you through a little exercise because I want to see how this works for you. So what I'd like you to do is close your eyes and picture an apple. And just get it in your mind's eye and maybe turn it around or whatever you do with it. And so just get it. And then if you're going to have a little 30-second explanation of it, what would you say about it?
giving you a moment. Okay, so the reason I had to run through that exercise is because a friend of mine recently found an article on something called aphantasia. Aphantasia is the inability to have a visual when you close your eyes. Well, it came up in class this weekend at the ESV class, and we went on an amazing exploration because people with aphantasia close their eyes and it's just black. And it got me recognizing it, because I talk about the energy of things a lot. Ooh, there's an interesting picture. I talk about the energy of things a lot and talk about it probably as though I have visuals and that sort of thing. And I keep trying to tell people I don't get visuals. I just know. It just is. I don't have, it's no different than me standing talking to you right now. And if you were to ask me something, I would just know or not know. But the way in which it shows up for people with aphantasia is they've often been in such a huge level of judgment of themselves because they don't realize it, but they don't process the world in the same way that other people do. And one of the things I love about Access is one of the things that we've been doing is actually, as soon as we got to this awareness, we started unlocking what was making people feel wrong, acknowledging that there's actually a gift in there. And so how many of you have made yourselves wrong because you don't get things like other people do? And even, you know, when I'm talking, I'll say this, and you assume because of the descriptor for it, you're not getting it. Will you destroy and uncreate all that, please? Times a gazillion, right? Wrong about all nine, pop, shorts, boys, co-vets, and beyonds. So this thing is huge. And one of the things I want to let you know of is each of us has our awareness in a different way. Awareness and the way you process the world is like a snowflake or a fingerprint. It's unique to you. And some people, like one guy in class that I work with, he hears music all day long. Some people have self-talk all day long, all the time. And I was like, wow. And like if you ask me to close my eyes and see an apple, I can see an apple, but I'm making it happen. I'm like taking it out of nothing and making it happen so I can do this exercise. It's not something where I close my eyes and I see things. So how much have you made yourself wrong for not processing information like other people? And how much have you felt like you need to defend? Like you get angry when somebody says, do this or try this. And because people who have sort of, I don't know, the clinical aphantasia, if we want to call it that, where they have the function of closing their eyes and have a sense of nothing. Well,
Fiquei cortada, né? Peraí.
Have felt so wrong because what happens is, another conversation we've been having in Access, I guess I'll have to make another video on that, is that about structures, which is
Eu não consigo ficar muito tempo com a
where
perna
people
assim.
communicate in
Dói.
structured ways,
Ai, eu acho que vai ter
and they
jeito.
live their
Peraí.
life from structures, and most of those structures are things you bought from other people.
Eu acho que isso
Up to
vai
and including
ajudar.
the structure of reality
Botar um
itself,
travesseiro.
as though it's real. So, given that people communicate in a particular way that is very structured, usually, which is interesting, because that's not how we have to do it, it's just how we've learned to do it. People with aphantasia know they're not fitting into that, and usually they've been made wrong their entire lives. I wish I could show you the little black bird with the red back. Oh my God. I'm going to try. No, that's not going to darn it. It's just too tiny and too far away.
Deixa eu me levantar pouquinho. Peraí.
How much
será que eu não
have you
consigo?
felt like
Consigo.
you're wrong if somebody describes something or talks to you about something or tries to give you a concept, and then felt like you go into
Seguindo a
withdrawal
energia.
and then defense?
Tá um
And
calor danado aqui.
what if you're not
E o ar tá
wrong
ligado
in
no
the way you
mínimo.
perceive the world? I was talking to another person that I work with who has aphantasia also. There's a lot of them. There's a lot of people I work with, a lot of people I know, a lot of people that come to Access who actually have this. And it's so cool to get to this awareness. It's so freaking cool. And so one lady I work with, she would say, Dean, you'll talk about in SOP Symphony of Possibilities class where I'm trying to get people to tap into their own unique awareness for how they can create change for people. She says, you'll say, you know, I perceive this over here, whatever. She's like, I don't perceive it. And I went, wait, that feels a little strange. I'm like, is it true that you don't perceive it? Or do you just get it so fast and it's not a change from anything? You just now have that added to your awareness, but it doesn't feel like anything. And she went, oh my God, and I realized what happens is she's so fast and it's so seamless that she was missing it. How many of you get awareness so fast and so seamlessly, it doesn't seem to change your state at all. So you think nothing has changed, like you haven't gained awareness, as though you need to have a change in state to have more awareness. So everything we've done to buy that you need to change in state to have more awareness, number one, we destroy and create all absence. Times a gazillion, right? Talk about all nine, buck, shorts, boys, beds, and beyonds. Number two, everything you've done to make you wrong, because you get things way faster than anybody can point out. We call that sonic, I don't remember what we call it. Everything that is times a gazillion, we destroy and create all this. Right, wrong, good and bad, bottom, buck, all nine, shorts, boys, beds, and beyonds. If I could say everything I wanted to say, this would be at least an hour-long video. But what I did want to do is start the ball rolling of you getting out of the wrongness for your unique snowflake fingerprint of how you perceive the world. What if it's not wrong? What if you're way faster than anybody's ever been able to acknowledge? What if it doesn't feel like anything? What if it doesn't look like anything or sound like anything? But what if you're perceiving it just the same? Now, some of you may want to watch this video a few more times. You can, of course, do a lot of more studying on aphantasia now that you know about it. But I caution you to not buy any points of view. The entire point of this conversation is to recognize that you are unique and that uniqueness is a gift, not a wrongness. Because if I've seen one theme over and over, it's that our uniqueness is somehow a wrongness here in this world, which I'm doing my best to change. So, I hope this has been a contribution to you. Sorry, I've been having my big head in the just because of the length of my selfie stick. That was a little TMI maybe. So, thank you very much for watching from beautiful El Lugar, which is... It's interesting, but with so many of the things we want to create, there are obstacles that get in the way. And a lot of us have learned to let those obstacles stop us. And how do you not do that? Well, you just don't do that. You don't let the obstacles stop you. And recognize that for most things, even though there are obstacles coming up, that doesn't mean to stop. In other words, if it's important enough for you to do it, and you know it needs to be done, then just do it. And the actual mark between success and failure is those who stop and those who don't. Hello, people. This is Dr. Quem. Welcome to this installment of the Tour of Consciousness. I'd like to talk to you about how do you make sure that
Nossa,
what you
minha mão
desire
tá
to create
pingando.
is going
E a
to
única parte que tá
occur.
suada.
Well, I'm standing in the middle of a labor of love, okay? This is our resort in Costa Rica. It's called El Lugar. El-Lugar, Lugar.com. Shameless plug. But notice the space and the beauty. And do you see the birds up there? Oh my God, there they go. You're like, dude, you were a little too close there, brother. That's where they go to sleep at night. I have noticed. It's right by my little casita there. What I've realized is, and this project was a huge part of creating that for me, is if you just do not quit, you will create what you desire. And you will actualize what it is you're going for. And this place, like I said, it's been a labor of love, and it's been a labor. And we have had obstacles left, right, and center from every direction, and we're still going. And no matter what comes up, we find a way to address it and move beyond it. And if you choose to do that, you will create what you desire. So, well, a couple things. So a few of the access consciousness tools that we use are about making that easier. One is question. Like, hey, what is this? What do I do with it? Can I change it? How do I change it? What else is possible here I've never considered? What's it going to take to out-create this in the presence of an obstacle or a problem? And then also we have this POC and POD thing, which is about changing our fixed points of view so that we're no longer the effect of our own stupidity and the stupidity of others, which is really helpful. Like everything that makes me believe this person who's lying to me, destroy and create it, or everything that makes me believe that I have no choice, destroy and create it, everything that makes me believe that the only choice is to stop, destroy and create it, right, wrong, good and bad, pot and pock, all nine, short voice, both and the arm. And a lot of you know the mantra of access, which is all of life comes to me with ease and joy and glory. Well, just because it comes with ease doesn't mean it's always easy. Huh. In fact, some of the greatest things you will ever create will not be easy at all. I'm trying to show you the birds. Oh my goodness, I love them. Hopefully you'll be able to see it at some point. Maybe they'll come back out. So
Acho que eu vou
the
sentar
things that
um
are
pouco.
worth creating are worth creating, whether they're easy or not. And so all of life
Como
comes
pode ser
to
mais
me with
fácil?
ease and joy and glory can be a really wonderful thing to use 10 times in the morning and 10 times in the evening and maybe all day long, or maybe when stressful stuff comes up or seems like obstacles or roadblocks come up. Is what it does is it creates, I'm looking for the birds, what it does, it creates the energy and invites the
Ai, muito
energy of,
melhor.
even if it's difficult, it still occurs with ease. There's a huge difference between ease and easy. With ease, you can go through the trials and tribulations and you can have it be a lot of work or a lot of effort, but it still occurs with ease. Easy is, no, I have a roadblock, I'm not going to do it. Okay, that's when you're looking for it to be easy. So, one of the other things that can be very helpful is a question. And this question really, oh, by the way, pardon me, I just had a massage. So if I just woke up, shall I say, from my massage. So if I look like I just had a massage, it's because I just had a massage. You're like, oh, you have kidney problems, your eyes are puffy. I'm like, no, I just laid. That one always confuses me. Somebody write in the comments below, is it lay or lie? I laid face down. Anyway, so a question that can also help is, if I choose this, if I create this, what will my life be like in 5 years? And it's not, what will my life look like? Because you can't see the future, you can only perceive the future. So the idea is, does it create more expansiveness and more space, more likeness, or does it create less? And if it's less, don't do it. It's not worth fighting for. It's not worth all the effort that you're putting in. And there will be certain things that are like that too. If you've never asked this question and you've been trying to create something and it's just roadblock after roadblock, well, maybe that's because that thing doesn't want to be created, or maybe now is not the time. That's another great question. Is now the time? I hope I'm not wobbling too much. I'm doing a new thing. I'm walking and talking. But if you ask, what will my life be like in 5 years if I do this and it's really expensive, like this place, for example, dude, then do it, okay? Do not let anyone and anything get in your way, including you, maybe especially you. I'm looking at me, rather, I should be looking at you, sorry. Your face is in a different place than the camera hole. You know, this stuff happens. So, oh my God, it's so beautiful here. So, that idea of having a sense that, hey, this will create more, and therefore I'm going to create it, is one of the greatest gifts that you can give yourself, because then you're functioning from your knowing. Then you're functioning from, hey, I have checked in with myself, hello self, and I have determined amongst myself and the universe, and by asking the question, and by connecting to the energies of all the universe around me, this is something worth friggin' creating. So, oh, you see the full bar? Ooh, baby. There it is. Try to frame it appropriately. Good cinematography, Dr. Ding here. Thank you very much. There's the full bar. And so if it is worth creating, just go for it. And once again, we have a bunch of access tools. And one of the things we're exploring as we go into 2024, which is really cool, is energetic creation. And that is one of the coolest things in the world, because it's how we actually create anyway. It's just nobody's ever put into words how we, friggin' miracle workers, friggin' weirdos, how we create. So, I'm really excited personally, because my sense is this year is going to be a zinger of possibilities. And will there be roadblocks? Oh, I'm sure. but is it easier to overcome them every single day and easier to just move beyond them and easier to fly by so they're not there? Abso-friggin-lutely. So this is one of the things that I invite you to also, is truly having the ease and the joy and the glory, which is exuberant expression and abundance, that is actually possible now in a way it never has been before. So, got a lot of projects coming down the pipeline. I hope you do too. And thank you very much for hanging out with me for a few minutes. Hopefully getting a little awareness that you are not going to quit either, and a willingness to make the choice and make the demand. I am not stopping, because when you make that demand, it changes the energy, okay? The whole universe responds to your demand, and the demand is of you. You can't demand of anybody else, but you can make a demand of you. No matter what happens, I am not stopping. Therefore, this is happening. The whole universe goes, oh, yes, sir, yes, ma'am. Okay, we'll make this happen for you. It's friggin' awesome. So, hope it's been a contribution. Thank you for being with me from lovely l-lugar.com. And I look forward to seeing you in person someday and giving you a really big hug. And if during this time of year, we tend to just put our heads down. I keep looking in the wrong place. We tend to just put our heads down and try to get through things, you know, and try to get through the buying and the holiday and the family stuff and all this stuff. And so what I'm going to suggest is, what can you do that would actually be... Oh my goodness. What is the tool for today? Well, first of all, happy holidays. Great to be with you all. And, ooh, he's trying to get out. Oh, I'm hooked. That's too funny. I was hooked. But there's the view. Here, let me open the screen. I love it, the screened-in porch. Woo, bunch full. Now, as you check this out, tool for today is, pull your head out of the holiday rush. Ooh, I usually put the camera on the other side, so I'm a little confused looking that way. Pull your head out of the holiday rush and allow yourself to do something that's actually just for you and your body. I know it's kind of weird, like during this time of year, we tend to just put our heads down. I keep looking in the wrong place. We tend to just put our heads down and try to get through things, you know, and try to get through the buying and the holiday and the family stuff and all this stuff. And so what I'm going to suggest is, what can you do that would actually be, oh, I forgot something. You know, I should not carry a bag while making a tour of consciousness. It's getting in my way. Anyway, I'm doing the idiot check. I'm taking you with me for my idiot check. How's it get any better than that? You get to see if I'm an idiot. Don't answer that. Don't. Block and block. But, like, for example, I came down here for a few days after the Being a Change in the World class in Mexico, because I knew my body needed this space, and I went horseback riding, and it was amazing. And so I do the same thing. It's like I tend to just put my head down and go, especially during a time like this, because you figure at the beginning of the year you'll be able to, you know, wake up. But how many moments can you take, even if you just take 20 minutes a day? Do something that's fun for you. Do something that's fun for your body. Do something that's nurturing. Do something that is like, because what'll happen is you'll recharge your batteries, and it's way easier than you think. So do something like, I don't know, go ride a horse. Come to Costa Rica. Come in the plunge bowl. Something that's wonderful and fun. So, happy holidays. Thank you for watching. And what if you truly being you, enjoying this holiday season, or the gift that you... There's a little clear mic or any other, because so nice to be with you. And I am purposely not using a lavalier mic or any other because of the wonderful sounds here. This happens to be filmed in my plunge pool at my room at El Lugar. A lot of you know our labor of love is coming to fruition. I'm so excited. It's been years that we've been working on this, and we're having our first event here, and we'll finally be open to be able to receive people who afterwards. I'm so excited. Also, I guess, you know, like when we talk about what is the tool, there's so many things that are opening up right now in a different way, in a really beautiful way. And one of those that I'm noticing and sensing is a different way of receiving, like with the earth, with animals, with each other. It's like the gentle wavelengths, the sort of beautiful things of like being here, for example. It seems like it's able to go in a different way. And so I just wanted to acknowledge that because, I'm very fortunate that I get to speak with and work with so many people and so many different places around the world that tell me what's going on for them and tell me what's changing and tell me what they're noticing. And so I just wanted to put a little ping in your head about what's different in your receiving. Now, I know sometimes when receiving increases, it's less comfortable because you're aware of all kinds of stuff that you didn't necessarily want to be aware of before. That's one element. But what I've been noticing is, though there may be that in some people's worlds, that seems to give way to the sense of the beauty of being alive on this planet right now. And I've been speaking with so many people who are saying that they've got a sense of space, they've got a sense of peace like they have never had before, and a sense of gratitude and connection. So I guess let's ask this question. What is the earth communicating to you and contributing to you that you can now just relax and receive and enjoy being also? Everything that doesn't allow that, times a gazillion. Right, wrong, good, bad, all nine, POD, POC, shorts, boys, bovets, and beyond. Do you notice the sounds of all the birds? Oh my goodness. It's interesting because along with this, there are always many steps to getting to a new awareness, and it starts unfolding, kind of like the leaves of a lotus, if that may be very significant. And one of the things that occurred for me is several months ago, I was doing a Zoom, and I was noticing my background at home, and a lot of you know it looks kind of like this. And even though I'm in Houston, not right now, then you get the idea. Home is Houston. Okay, you got the idea. And there were birds out there that I saw, and there were hummingbirds. I was like, oh, I want to get a bird feeder. So I got a bird feeder. I got a bird feeder for hummingbirds, and I got a bird feeder for not hummingbirds. In other words, I got one with solid, and I got one with liquid. If you don't know, there's a difference because hummingbirds drink liquid and the other ones eat stuff. You get that. I'm sure you probably know this. Okay, I'm not telling you anything you don't know. Yeah, okay, yeah. So anyway, I had these bird feeders out there, and nothing occurred for almost 2 months. Like, I'd be there, and I would not see any birds, and the food was still there, and I was like, but there was a squirrel that was very happy that I put up a bird feeder. He was all over it. And then I was doing a Zoom for the earth, and all of a sudden, birds, hummingbirds, several different hummingbirds, several different, like I've got a cardinal, I've got some kind of warbler, something. So many. And now it's part of their home. And it's such an interesting thing to recognize that I made this request months ago, and I guess it was just in progress. And I don't know about you, but I've never been a huge bird fan except for like hawks or peacocks. A lot of you know about Zazzle, the white peacock, my boy. But this opening to the beauty of what these guys are, and I just, in that opening and asking for it. And so I put these bird feeders up, and 2 months later, I'm doing something, a Zoom about the earth, and all of a sudden, the door opens. And this is one of the other things I want to point out is there's a lot of doors that are open to possibilities now. There's a lot out there that if you choose to focus on normal stuff, will tell you that reality is getting worse day by day. Personally, I'm looking at the other side. And this, I guess, would really be the bigger tool I'd like you to get, is to allow yourself to have the freedom to focus on what's right in the world. What's opening up that makes your life more enjoyable? What's opening up that is a gentler, kinder, more enjoyable way of being? What's opening up that makes you even more grateful to be alive? That makes you feel even more connected to the earth, even more connected to people? This place, El Lugar, whew, I'm just gonna get out of the way so you can check it out. But actually, I'm not only gonna get out of the way, I'm gonna just show you. This is, of course, one view of many, but this is one example of, and this tree, oh my goodness, this tree, wow. Because many of us have posted pictures and videos from here for the last many years because we wanted, oh, there's a bird. We wanted people to recognize the gift of the energy that it gives. And it seemed like many times, it just kind of like people go, yeah, it's beautiful. But it was almost like they couldn't, like you had to be here to tap into the energy. And what I'm noticing now is you don't have to be here to tap into the energy. Like, and what that tells me is the doors are opening for something, oneness really, where we can tap into anything, anywhere around the world that we choose and be contributed to. Sorry for this very long tour of consciousness, but let's be honest, it has been a very long time. And I apologize for that. I go through these periods where I feel like I don't have anything to say. And I'm like, I don't know how to talk to people. And so then I don't make a tour of consciousness. So I apologize. And by the way, thank all of you who have reached out and asked, am I still on your list? Yes, you are. And I know this one is a little bit different. But I hope energetically it contributes to you. My sense is if you let it, it could be like a mini session. You know, where you just relax and receive and just get contributed some energy, some space, some beauty, and the gift that this beautiful planet gives. So, my beautiful friends, hope this one has been a contribution to you. Thank you so much for being part of the tour of consciousness. Thank you for being part of the movement of consciousness in the world in all the ways that you are, that you so seldom acknowledge. And if you haven't...
Ai, eu te amo muito. Não sei se ela...
Hello, beautiful people. This is Dr. Dave. Welcome to this installment of the Tour of Consciousness from one of my favorite places in the world, Noosa, Australia. Can you hear the birds in the background? And by a strange turn of events, these Australian birds actually sound like birds. If you've ever been to Australia, you know they have a lot of birds that are like, what is that? Hey, by the way, there's a sound that you can hear that's actually a gecko. And I thought my whole life it was a bird. And it's a gecko. Anyway, you like Google that shit. So, what is the tool for today? Well, it's the one we've been talking about for a while. It's actually presumptive realities. That thing that I did about hearing a noise and going, ooh, what a beautiful bird, and realizing it was a gecko, that's presumptive. That's where I presume what reality is, and then I go on that assumption to try to create my life. How many areas are you doing that in? Like, I presume when somebody says this, it means this. Well, and how do we have these presumptive realities? Well, everybody does it. We've all learned to do it. We've all learned that we can navigate reality by presuming what it is and then acting accordingly. But there's a few difficulties with that because, number one, what if it's not what we presume it is? Which is like, oh, shit. You know, like, oh, I thought when they did this, it meant this, but it actually doesn't. I thought when they did this, it meant they loved me. Oh, no, in actuality, it means something else. Or I thought when they did this, it meant they hated me. And then you have a conversation with them, and they're like, no, that wasn't it at all. And so we have so many presumptive realities that we have learned growing up, and they color every area of our lives. And I know I've spoken about this before, but this one requires a deep dive. This one requires a reminder. In fact, I've been part of every class that we've been delivering, and they've been changing so much, which is why I'm here again with a different background to remind you of this. And how do you change it? Well, you just go, how many presumptive realities am I using to create this? Or, how many presumptive realities am I using to destroy this possibility? Or, how many presumptive realities am I using to limit the fun here I could be choosing? Everything that is, right, wrong, good and bad, pot and pock, all nine, shorts, boys, bobads, and beyonds. So, as an example, how many presumptive realities are you using to create the money problem or the difficulty with money you were choosing? Everything that is times a gazillion, we destroy it and create it, please. Right, wrong, good and bad, pot and pock, all nine, shorts, boys, bobads, and beyonds. So, how does that work if we use money as an example? Actually, any of the areas of our lives can be used as an example, but in this case with money, for example, darling, there's a presumptive reality. You presume how to create money and what it takes. And yet, here's the weird part. You see all kinds of other people who don't have that presumption, who have a different relationship to money. So to a certain extent, these presumptive realities cover our relationship with our entire reality, with our entire world. And so any area in which it's not showing up the way you want it to, ask how many presumptive realities do I have creating this? And also, how many adopted presumptive realities do I have, which is where you're around people, you know, and we all know what it's like. You grow up in a particular family with particular points of view, and so you grow up thinking that's reality. Like, one of my favorite stories that sort of illustrates this is there was this one lady who she was making a roast, and she cut off both ends of the roast to cook it. And when her friend said, "Why do you do that?" She's like, "I don't know, it's just the way my mother did it, and her roast was always great, so I assume it had something to do with that." So the lady contacts her mom and says, "Mom, why do you cut off the ends of the roast?" And she goes, "Oh, because all I ever had when you were growing up was this small pan, and so I had to cut off the ends to cook the roast." And so that's a presumptive reality that's adopted, okay? And so this, if you can, this is one to be explored. And you can do it by how many presumptive realities do I have in this area, and then destroy and then create it, pock and pock. Or destroy and then create it, and right, wrong, good and bad, pot and, can you see the words? Good, bad, pot and pock, all nine, shorts, boys, bobads, and beyond. There's a lot of them here, which is kind of awesome. So, how many presumptive realities do you have creating not liking your being and not liking who you're being? Whoa, that's a big one. Everything that is times the gazillion. Will you destroy and then create it, please? Right, wrong, good and bad, pot and pock, all nine, shorts, boys, bobads, and beyond. How many presumptive realities do you have creating what you think you have to be in a certain situation? Like, take some situation where you get uncomfortable or that you may be avoiding right now. So how many presumptive realities do you have creating that? Because you're presuming it's going to be this, and then I'm going to say this, and then I'll be embarrassed, and then this, and whatever it is for you. Everything that is times a gazillion, way destroy and create it, please. Right, wrong, good and bad, pot and pock, all nine, shorts, boys, bobads, and beyond. How many presumptive realities do you have making you think that geckos are birds? Don't tell anybody, I'm a doctor. Everything that is, right, wrong, good and bad, pot and pock, all nine, shorts, boys, bobads, and beyond. So, my beautiful friends, I hope this one is a contribution. My suggestion is, here's a little bit of home play for you, for those of you that like that sort of thing. Some of you hate it, and I know that feeling too. I only ever did, home play about something like this when I was like, I really wanted to change something, or I got the sense that it would actually work. So, write down the top 5 areas of your life that are like your really important areas to you. Write down the top 3 things in each of those areas that are kind of sticky or just not as great as you would like them to be, or not as great as you have a sense that they should be able to be. And then ask yourself, so we're whittling down here. This is where we're using our awareness to whittle down. And then go, okay, how many presumptive realities do I have creating this? Right, wrong, good and bad, bottom, pock, all nine, shorts, boys, bobads, and beyond. And then go to the next one and the next one. So we got 3 things for each area. And then, as you do that, what you're going to start to notice is you're going to start to notice that there's all these things that you just thought were reality. And we all have this. It's what we think is reality that ends up becoming reality. And then the other part, though, is where we think it's reality, but it's actually not, and we act accordingly, and then we're really disappointed with the outcome because we're like, but I thought this was real. I thought this is what was going to happen. You know. So, how many times have you had this this idea of the way something was going to turn out, or the way somebody was going to be with you, or the way you get together with them and create something, and it didn't show up that way at all. So look at that and just go, how many presumptive realities do I have creating this? Right, wrong, good and bad, bottom, block, all nine, shorts, boys, toilets, and beyond. You could write down a few of those, or just think of a few of those that are the upsets, and just go, how many presumptive realities do I have creating this? And it doesn't matter whether they're yours, whether you bought them from other people, it doesn't matter. It's just so friggin' helpful to be able to finally change this stuff. That's why I've made 2 videos on it so far. And it's been part of every class ever since it came out. So there you go. Okay, my beautiful friends from lovely New South Australia, where I just got back from a sunset jet ski. Oh my goodness, I'm so excited. Well, we found... Hello, beautiful people. This is Dr. Dane. Welcome to this installment of the Tour of Consciousness. Or if you want for today, you can call me Mr. Bug Eyes. Oh, hi from South Africa. Oh my goodness. We just finished a 6-day event, which is an advanced access class, and oh my goodness. Talk about coming in one person, and 6 days later, you're a completely different person. And sorry about the lighting. Yeah, it's a little sunny out here. It is South Africa after all. And if you see that beautiful mountain behind me, oh my goodness, it looms over everything here going, hi, I see you. So what is the tool for today? It's a big one, my friends. I'm going to try to condense 6 days of material down into something digestible. Okay, how do I put it? Well, you know how I've said for a very long time, by the way, sorry about the lighting. I don't know if gets better when I go there. No, that's just like hello nose. I do this. Hello. 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 I mean, I can take my hat off, but that's really not a good look. Trust me on that one. Let's see. No, yeah, no. Sorry, hat's on, face is covered. Dr. Shadow. There you go. Anyway, so, you know I've said for a very long time, your point of view